11 years ago, the US-led international coalition made their intervention in Afghanistan post 9/11. Many things have changed since then. Osama bin Laden is dead, but terrorism certainly isn't. 2.5 million girl children are in school, even though there are countless Malalas. President Hamid Karzai has been at the helm of affairs in what many say is a job that's the most challenging, the most dangerous, and the most lonely in the world, and could possibly be getting all those three again. President Karzai, thanks so much for speaking to us. Tashakor, salam.
Most welcome.
First of all, the transition that Afghanistan is going to go through is three-dimensional as we see it. It's economic, military, that's strategic, as well as political in the run-up to 2014. You have clearly laid your focus on this visit on the economic aspect of it, on investment. You started off in Mumbai. Considering the situation, the security situation currently, and it could possibly, skeptics say, get worse, how have you been able to assure Indian investors, whether the private sector or the government, to invest? You say it's a red carpet.
It is a red carpet, and the red carpet will be there continuously for the Indian investment in Afghanistan. Indian investors need not worry about security. All those investors who came before India to Afghanistan, they have not only faced no security challenges, but they've done very well in profiting in Afghanistan. As far as security and the future of security after transition, we are sure that the security not only will not remain as it is, but will remain as it is, but will not deteriorate and will improve. There's no doubt.
Again, looking at the economic angle of it in the larger picture for Afghanistan, when we look at Chicago, the NATO conference there, $4.1 billion in military aid. The Tokyo conference, 70 donors saying $16 billion over 4 years. But ideally, even when we studied economics, it's trade instead of aid that should develop a country, and that's what Afghanistan is probably looking at in the longer term. For example, I remember my economics teacher telling me, if a person is hungry, don't give him fish, teach him how to fish. Now, that's what you're looking at in the longer term, isn't it, President?
Well, Afghanistan is a country of resources. Afghanistan is a country of the finest agricultural products, the finest fruits in this part of the world. Afghanistan has immense...
to India, and he talked about the melons.
Exactly. Afghanistan has immense potential. The assistance that the world gives us to repair the infrastructure, to reconstruct, and also to bring developmental projects to Afghanistan is great, and we are grateful. The millions of children that now go to school back, the thousands of schools that we have built, the over 30 universities that we have from nearly 4 or 5, 10 years ago to the massive media. All of that activity was possible because of the international assistance to Afghanistan. But truly, yes, you're right. It is trade, it is investment, it is economic activity that will give the Afghan people a prosperous, stable future, and that is what we are focusing on.
Well, India, a consortium of companies, has already won bids in the Haji Kak iron ore plant in Bamiyan, which is one of the richest in the world.
Exactly.
We're also looking at copper, we're also looking at gold, possibly even petroleum as well. Exactly. All this money, there are still fears among Indian companies. You're saying security will not deteriorate. When you're talking about the Chinese, they have their state firms, so they can provide their own security. If you're talking about Mess Ainak, here there are private firms that are involved, and also then the question comes of extraction of that. How are you assuring them that this red carpet?
By all means, as I said earlier, all the enterprise, all the business that came to Afghanistan from 2002 till today have done very, very well. Look at the telephone companies. Look at the medical services. Look at the transportation sector and all other areas. The airlines. In 2002, we had maybe 2 or 3 airlines servicing Afghanistan. Today, there are more than 15, 16, or perhaps even more. So they have benefited. and those who come now will also benefit. So I don't have any concerns, and I must communicate this very clearly again through you to the Indian businesses that they were shy for whatever reason, that they need not be shy anymore, that they must come and have an easier environment today for business in terms of competition than they will have, say, a year or 2 or 3 from now. So they should not be late.
The way you put it in Mumbai was the red carpet is there, but come before the dust settles.
Before dust settles on it and others walk on a grey carpet and take the contracts.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.